Shalom and welcome. We're kicking off our journey through the Torah with the Parasha that starts it all. Now, we all know the story. 7 days, Adam and Eve, Garden of Eden. But what if I told you that the very first word of the Torah holds the secret to the entire universe? Today, we're diving into the story you think you know, to uncover the incredible secrets hidden just beneath the surface. Let's begin. So, I have my Chumash open here in the very first page. It starts with a word we've all heard. In the beginning of God's creating the heavens and the earth, when the earth was astonishingly empty, with darkness upon the surface of the deep, and the divine presence hovered upon the surface of the waters. Now, right away, the commentaries jump in. The famous commentator Rashi says the words Bereshit, in the beginning of, imply that the world was created for the sake of something else that is also called beginning. And that is the Torah and the people of Israel. So, from the very first word, the entire purpose is already being hinted at. But the mystics take this even deeper. They ask, why does the Torah use the words, and God said, let there be light? Why the word said? The Baal Shem Tov explains that the world was created through 10 utterances, 10 sayings. But the first one, Bereshit, is so brilliant, so powerful, that it isn't even counted among them. It's a level that transcends creation itself, a reference to God's infinite will and wisdom, which had to be contracted and channeled. It's called Tzimtzum, just to make room for our finite universe to exist. It's the idea that God's infinite love for us is what willed the world into being. So, the story continues with the days of creation, light and dark, the land and the seas. And then we get to the creation of man. And God said, let us make man in our image after our likeness. They shall rule over the fish of the sea, the birds of the sky, and over the animal, the whole earth, and every creeping thing that creeps upon the earth. So God created man in his image. In the image of God he created him. Male and female he created them. The sages point out something incredible here. Where did the dust to form Adam come from? The Midrash teaches that God gathered dust from all four corners of the earth so that no place could ever say, you don't belong here. Even more, the main dust was taken from the future site of the altar in the holy temple, in the Bet HaMikdash. This teaches us that the very essence of humanity is connected to atonement and our ability to become close to God. Now, we have Adam in the Garden of Eden, a perfect world, but perfection isn't the goal. Free will is. Hashem God took the man and placed him in the Garden of Eden to work it and to guard it. And Hashem God commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden you may freely eat, but of the tree of knowledge of good and bad you must not eat thereof. For on the day you eat of it, you shall surely die. And to give him a helper, God puts Adam into a deep sleep. The commentary points out this wasn't just a sleep. It was actually a prophetic state. From him, he creates Chava, or Eve. They are one soul in two bodies. And of course, the serpent comes and convinces them to eat from the one tree they were told to avoid. And then after they eat, their eyes are opened. They feel shame and they hide, and God finds them. And he said, who told you you are naked? Have you eaten of the tree from which I commanded you not to eat? Their choice has consequences. They are exiled from the garden, and to make sure they can never return to the way things were, the Torah says God places cherubim, angels, and a flaming, ever-turning sword to guard the way back to the tree of life. The path back to that simple, pure connection now has to be earned through hard work and overcoming challenges. The Parasha then moves to their children, Cain and Abel, or Cain and Abel. They both bring offerings to God. After a period of time, Cain brought an offering to Hashem of the fruit of the ground. And as for Abel, he also brought of the firstlings of his flock and from their choicest. Hashem turned to Abel and to his offering, but to Cain and to his offering he did not turn. This annoyed Cain exceedingly, and his countenance fell. The commentary explains Abel brought the best of his flock, while Cain brought leftover flaxseed. It was about the heart, the intention. Cain becomes consumed by jealousy, and it leads to the world's first murder. This story teaches a timeless lesson about how we handle rejection and disappointment, and how unchecked negative emotions can lead to destruction. Now, our sages linked this parasha of ultimate creation to a powerful reading from the prophet Isaiah, the Haftarah. So said the God Hashem, who creates the heavens and stretches them forth, spreads out the earth and what grows from it, gives a soul to the people upon it, and a spirit to those who walk on it. The connection is so clear and beautiful. Just as we read about the creation of the heavens and the earth and the soul of man in Bereshit, Isaiah reaffirms it. He's reminding the people of Israel that the same God who performed the ultimate act of creation at the beginning of time is still with them and is still the source of their very breath. The Haftarah is a message of hope, reminding us that the creator of the universe is also personally involved in our lives. So, from the creation of the entire world, we bring it right down to our lives. How do we acknowledge the creator for the food he gives us every single day? That's where the Halacha, the practical law of blessings or berachot, comes in. We know we make a blessing before we eat. But what happens when you're about to eat a few different things? Let's say you have a fruit salad with apples and dates. The Halacha teaches there's a specific order. You give precedence to the fruits that are part of the 7 species for which the land of Israel is praised. So you would make the blessing on the dates first. But what about a mixture like rice with a few small pieces of vegetables? Do you need to make 2 separate blessings? Generally, no. The rule is you make one blessing on the main component, the ikar, and it covers the secondary ingredient. In this case, you'd say the blessing for the rice, and it covers the veggies mixed in it. Here's a common one. You have a bowl of soup, and you dip some bread in it. The blessing for bread, hamotzi, is the most powerful blessing and usually covers everything else in the meal. So, as long as you intend to eat the bread as part of a meal, that one blessing covers both the bread and the soup it's dipped into. It's all about recognizing the source of our blessings in a thoughtful and orderly way. From the first word of creation to the last bite of our meal, everything is an opportunity to connect. And that's the beautiful depth of Parashat Bereshit. Thanks for joining me. I look forward to seeing you next week. Shabbat Shalom.